So hey guys, welcome back to my channel Chisomiduma as always, and today I'll be doing a very helpful video. Before I start, if you know anyone who is currently in their first pregnancy, you know anyone who just had their first baby, you know anyone who is wondering how exactly they are going to have a grasp of the postpartum period in their subsequent pregnancies because the previous ones were not actually as easy as they thought it should, then kindly share this video with them because today we are going to be talking about how to lessen the stress of postpartum period, prevent postpartum depression, at least human prevention of postpartum depression, and how to have a considerably smooth sail through the postpartum period. So if this is something you'd like to learn from, you like to watch, then definitely keep watching. Yeah, you're welcome back, guys. So I wrote down about 7 tips because I was talking to a friend and she shared some challenges she's been having in her postpartum period, and since I have passed through this stage and I've learned 1 or 2 things, why not? If not, let's help someone out there by sharing some of these things. Okay, so before I go right into this video, I like to just say this: I didn't know anything about how hectic, physically tasking, and emotionally draining the postpartum period can be. The first person I heard from that, okay, it's actually not a walk in the park, is my sister-in-law, Anita. If you're watching this, shout out shout out to her. So my baby was diagnosed of jaundice when she was about 3 days old, so we went for phototherapy, and then she called me. She wanted to know how baby is doing, am I lactating well, and all of that. So after we're done talking about it, she told me that when you go home, they kindly find time to rest, because if you don't rest, this postpartum period really isn't easy, and when you don't rest and all these things accumulate, it could actually get to postpartum depression, and it's not an easy thing. It's not cool. I was like, okay, thank you for the advice. I appreciate the advice, but in my head I was like, postpartum depression, the first thing I heard was depression, not even the postpartum. I was like, no way in the world am I having postpartum depression, because I know I haven't shared that on this channel before, but my baby is a rainbow baby. It's like a specific answer to a specific prayer. Okay, I didn't see anywhere in the world anything was going to depress me. I've always wanted this baby. Now I have her. I've always wanted to be a mom. What is postpartum depression? So I went home, and I think my baby slept through the night in the first 3 or 4 days, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, she slept through the night. It wasn't an issue. We're having fun. We're good. And then like 1 week after, she started to stay awake at night, and then she had a really bad case of colic. So for like 3-4 days straight, I couldn't sleep. And the thing is, my mom actually came for omugwo. Omugwo is the postpartum visit. Mothers or mother-in-laws go to visit their children who just had new babies to take care of them and advise them based on experience too. It's quite common in Nigeria, where I come from. So my mom was around, and often when my baby starts crying, she holds my baby and says, go and sleep, you need the rest. And in my head, I'm wondering, how can I lie on the bed and sleep when the love of my life is wailing her lungs out? So I wouldn't sleep. I would stay with her. My baby used to cry from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. non-stop. And so having stayed awake the first day was really nothing, but like for like 4-5 days, going on to a week and a week plus, I was moving around the house like a zombie. Like I didn't know what was going on. And then I remember that day vividly. It was in the afternoon. I stood up from the bed. I was holding my baby. My mom was in the sitting room watching TV. I stood up from the bed and I just knew something was wrong. Everything about my entire being wasn't working well. I was dizzy. I was having a headache. It was terrible. I can't exactly put it into words, but I just knew I don't get rest now, something bad is really going to happen. So I had all those anxiety. When my mom was home, my baby was like, oh, mommy, be careful. Oh, let me hold her. I just carried my baby. I walked into the sitting room. I handed her over to my mom. I went and lay on the bed and slept. I slept for like 2 hours. I woke up. I felt like the proverbial phoenix. I felt like I was reborn. I felt like everything was just different. Okay. So that was my official induction into the postpartum period. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. God helped us. The Spirit of God calmed us. We went through it. And at least the best way we can, we ensure that someone who could learn from this doesn't have to have such a hard journey. Okay? I'm going to give out 4 tips because I don't want this video to be overly long. Things that really should sit at the back of your mind during your postpartum period. The first one is you mustn't take or implement every advice you're given concerning your baby. Please listen to that again. You hear a lot. There's going to be this woman who comes to tell you that you should bathe your baby in red oil if you want her to have all A's in school. And there will be another woman who tells you, throw your baby up so that your baby wouldn't be scared of heights. There'll be another one who tells you to get like really hot water to massage. You will hear a whole lot. And then for you who is a new mom, some of these things you don't even want to do it. You don't even know the one that is right. You don't know the one that is wrong. You just trust your doctor and your pediatrician. And when they tell you to do A, you hear this person telling you to do B. And sometimes it's a lot. There are really those insensitive ones who will come and tell you, oh, when I had my own baby, I put stainless plate on my stomach and I tied my stomach. Start tying your stomach now so that your stomach will go inside. Start doing so that will happen. And at that point when you just had your baby, at least for 90% of the mothers, you're not thinking about your stomach. You're not thinking about your stomach going inside. You're thinking about just having a grip of everything that is happening around you. And the least thing you want to hear is all of those unsolicited advice. I'm not saying anyone shouldn't advise you. Of course, I knew that postpartum period is not a walk in the park because a woman took out the time to be that hint. But I'm talking of people who come and then they are really pressing on you. Drink uda, eat fish, all manner of things. And at some point it gets really overwhelming. You need to know that it's totally cool for you not to take that advice, for you not to implement it, for you to calmly tell them, okay, I've heard you, thank you for your concern, and not do anything about it, because God saw all these people and decided that this particular human being will come through you. Okay, sometimes those things really add to the mental stress, and no. Secondly, I want you to know that you mustn't attend to all the visitors. Yes, once you have your baby, there will be a flood of people coming to see you, because I think this happens everywhere, but this is most like really, really common in Nigeria. The birth of a baby is like a huge thing. It's celebrated. Everyone wants to celebrate. Everyone wants to come and wish you well and show you love and all of that. And most of the time, because you know that 90% of this gesture is coming from a good place, there is that tendency to want to reciprocate. That is actually the time you're supposed to rest. You're supposed to think of good things. You're supposed to recuperate more, like, if you feel like, of course, you should attend to them. But if you don't feel up to it, have someone else, maybe your husband or any relation who is around, attend to them. Not like you won't talk to your visitors, or not like you don't care whether they are there or not. I'm just saying, like, you don't have to attend to every single one of them, because it's really tasking on you, and that's not what you want at the time. Thirdly, and most importantly, get all the help you can. If you have a living help, please make use of the person. If your mom is around, your mother-in-law is around, your sibling is around, have people help you. See, when they hold your baby will not fall. I understand the anxiety. I had it too. But relax. You could actually pump breast milk and give someone else to feed your baby. Your baby's father, your baby's grandma. If you have anybody who can help you, allow them assist you. Okay? You really need to rest, because Whether you had a cesarean section or you had a natural birth, you're dealing with one form of pain or the other. When you're breastfeeding your baby, you have your womb contracting and giving you all those pinch feelings. You have lochia coming out non-stop. For me, it came out non-stop for 2 months. Okay, all of those things make you uncomfortable. If you're a first-time mom, you're really trying to get a grasp of what is happening with you, to you, around you. Get all the help you can. Let there be someone who is washing stuff for you. Let there be someone who is cooking. Occasionally, let someone hold baby. Try and sleep. That strong woman thing. I wasn't sleeping. When my mom says, go and sleep, let me hold your baby, I'll not say, no, mommy, don't worry. I'll not hold her. I'll not be looking at her and admiring the wonder of God, and my engine almost knocked. Okay, I didn't experience postpartum depression, but I was exhausted a lot of the time until I told myself that, okay, if you really love this baby, if you want to be there for this baby, you have to get a grip of yourself. Even my baby's pediatrician called me aside and told me most of the things I'm telling you now. He said, I understand you're a new mom. You want to always hold your baby. You want to be the one taking care of a baby and all of that. But I'm a pediatrician. I'm trying to hold your baby. You're like, be careful. I won't let your baby fall. Okay? Allow your mom help you. Allow the people who are around you help you. Get all the help you can. And while you're at it, get all the rest you can. Whenever you find any window, don't think like me of all the clothes you need to wash, who demands 100% of your attention, who depends on you for literally everything. And sometimes, most times, every time, it's not easy, okay? So get all the rest you can. Thirdly, cry if you need to. Apart from the stress, there were times when I just felt the need to just like shout or just cry because I was really exhausted. Okay, and sometimes I was asking myself, okay, what is going on? I'm at the happiest point of my life and I feel like crying. What's happening? And there is this thing where some people consciously unconsciously put you down when you cry. They make you look like, oh, you have a baby. There are women who have been waiting for several years, they don't have a baby, you're here crying, and they invalidate your feeling or actually make you feel like you're being ungrateful. That's actually a way to let out excess steam. John 11:35, Jesus wept. I feel like all of the emotions were so pent up and Jesus Christ had to let it out. He cried. He's our Lord and personal Savior. If he cried, who am I? I'm a cry you a river. Yeah, so whenever you feel like crying, cry. The truth is, once you cry, you actually feel better. I'm saying it from a place of experience. You actually feel better. And your head is actually cleared enough to think of, good thoughts and all of that. You're being human. You're showing you're an emotional being and there is nothing wrong with that. Okay, finally, watch out for red flags. It's actually red flags to look out for. Swollen feet. All of a sudden your feet are swollen, it's a red flag. Shivers. You suddenly find yourself feeling cold and shivering when the temperature of the place isn't low. Headaches. You're having extreme mood swings. You feel this disconnect from your baby that you cannot explain. They're actually red flags and they could be symptoms of postpartum depression. So kindly talk to your gynae, kindly talk to anybody to help you and find your way to the nearest hospital. At this point, your body has changed. Your body is different from that summer body you had before you took in. Then the dynamics of your relationship with your spouse is also gonna change. You cannot just wake up and say, let's go for a walk, or let's go for lunch, or let's go for this, or let's go for that. You have a thought in the cradle that you have to attend to, okay? But we're going to talk of that in another video totally. If you guys want me to talk about changes and relationship changes, kindly, clearly let me know in the comment section and I'll be so glad to oblige. While we are at that, I'd like you to know that a super mom is human. At that moment you're feeling like you're not taking care of your baby enough because you're really exhausted, you're a super mom. I want you to know that nobody just had it easy. Like, there's nobody who just took it in stride. Take a deep breath. You're doing well, and it always gets better with time. I really sincerely hope this video helped somebody. I hope you also enjoyed it. Kindly like it, subscribe if you haven't done so. Like I said, share it with a new mom, share it with a woman who is pregnant, share it with that one who has baby fever. Subscribe if you haven't done so, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.